All costumes in this episode were provided by Mask Costumes and Events. Check them out online and visit their store on State Street in Salt Lake City.
Bad computer. Call Catwoman.
Calling Catwoman.
No! Bad computer, belay that order. I repeat, belay
Robin,
that
what
order.
are you doing?
Robin, override 67493267.
Robin.
8.
I want to talk to
That was
Catwoman.
close. You can't talk to Catwoman. It's Friday the 13th, Batman. It's bad luck to have a black cat calling on the phone across your lines on Friday the 13th, Batman.
I think you're talking about a black cat crossing your path, Robin.
Yeah.
I kind of want her to do more than just cross my path, if you know what I mean.
You know I'm not old enough to understand that, Batman. My stutter's coming back. I'm so upset. I'm so
Robin,
upset, Batman.
Robin,
I'm so
Robin,
upset,
Robin,
Batman.
come
I'm
here,
upset.
come here. Calm down.
I don't like this.
It's okay.
I don't.
All right.
Will you watch a show with me?
I'll watch something dark and depressing.
Well, I was thinking we could watch Geek together.
All right. if I
Bat
have to.
computer, play Geek.
I hate you sometimes.
Roll theme song.
Hi, Geek fans, I'm Mary.
And I'm Steve.
And welcome to the best show on the internet starring people named Mary, Steve, and Sippy.
We cornered the market on that one, haven't we?
I know, I'm sure someone's going to send us a plaque with, our award real soon.
Oh, can't you see like a little Oscar for us with the three of us in gold? We're going to get one.
You guys,
I love it.
Anyway, without further ado, let's talk about our Week in Geek.
All right, well, New York Comic Con was this last weekend, and Robert Kirkman, creator of The Walking Dead and Invincible, announced his next comic book series, Oblivion Song. Now, this is about a guy who travels to another dimension to rescue people who are about to be eaten by man-eating monsters.
So a whole dimension full of the Real Housewives of LA?
I'm not sure if that's what he meant, but we'll find out when it hits stands in March.
We also had two huge trailers be released this week, Justice League and Star Wars: The Last Jedi. What? Be sure to check out our reaction videos on YouTube. And we know that these two movies take place in wildly different universes. We find some strong similarities between the two.
That's right, they both feature strong female protagonists, actual Wookiees, comic characters that you want to just take and put in your pocket, and the lingering effects of some dead dude who peaked in the 80s and 90s.
Sad news for Disney fans. It looks like they've pulled the plug on the animated movie Gigantic. This would have been the film adaptation of Jack and the Beanstalk. It looks like they made a gigantic mistake.
Oh my goodness!
Who writes this?
Jokes are hard.
Anyway, a new non-stinging wasp has been discovered in New Zealand. Biologist Tom Saunders believes that most people have a misunderstanding about wasps and see them as evil, stinging bees. But really, most of the time they can be quite helpful, and so he decided to name this particular wasp after an equally misunderstood character, Lucius Malfoy. It may also be because lightning bugs follow this wasp around and beat its children at Quidditch.
As a 90s kid, it's been a pretty exciting year. The release of the Super Nintendo Classic, North Korea is raising an army of Furbies, and the Band-Aid Ninja,
Bandai Namco.
whatever, has announced that they'll be re-releasing the Tamagotchis for the little guy's 20th anniversary. Time to get attached and watch the little things die. All over again. I'm having some pretty bad flashbacks. I'm sorry,
It's okay.
No, I'm...
It's okay. I just remember it going, it flashing the feed me thing, and me not being able to do it.
And it was like, Mary, I'm hungry. And I was like, I'm trying to feed you.
Anyway, speaking of little things that die, Michelle Pfeiffer has been cast as Janet Van Dyne in the upcoming Ant-Man and the Wasp movie. Now, she's been studying up and reading the comics to get familiar with her role, but has found it kind of difficult due to the convoluted history of the character. But this is definitely better than the George Clooney and January Jones method of comic book acting, which basically boils down to show off your nipples.
Well, that's our Week in Geek. Hopefully we made your week a little geekier.
And speaking of going geekier, I'd like to introduce our new segment, Fan Service. This is profiles of different fandoms, and we decided to start with what many would consider the low man on the geek totem pole. That is, fans of board games. This is a really great look at who these guys are, what they enjoy, and why you might enjoy picking up a board game.
You know, some people just think, oh, you're just flipping cards or something, but this, I think, is probably the golden age of board games, where we're finding these board games that have different themes, not only different themes that you can find, so if you're a space guy, you can find a space board game, or if you like the Old West, you can find an Old West game, but all these games have so many different layers. It's not kind of your classic connect the dots, shoots and ladders things anymore.
If you're looking to experience the same adrenaline that you do with football and sports like that, it's the same thing, it's just on a mental level. Having played football on a college level and on a high school level and coached it and seeing my friends play it, it's a bond that just can't be broken because you have to rely on one another, and the same thing with strategy games. You have to rely on one another to achieve a common goal.
Hanging out with my friends, having them over at the house, I have my gaming room, and just being the one that wins, you know.
First time I won.
As a psychology teacher, I was really interested in the thought process, so board games helped me do that.
It's a good game, but
wait. So
I'm mentally tired.
No, actually, there's no bus stop.
I like actually the social aspect of it, because I remember when I got out of school, I'm like, well, what do I do now? Who am I going to hang out with? And it seemed to be, you could just find some people like, hey, do you want to just sit down and play some board games? And most of the time you'll get a yes from somebody.
I went to a game store to pick up some packs and found out that there was an event. I didn't know what to expect. I just wanted to play the game. I played an event, met some amazing people, just hanging out and playing. They weren't worried about winning games. They were trying to teach me strategy. That was about 2 years or so, and now I'm the guy at the store teaching other people.
you have to play the game in order to understand why people have a passion for it.
When I started playing Dice Masters, I did not know anybody at all. I just showed up to the store one day and was like, okay, I'm gonna try and learn to play this game.
Dice Masters is a dice building game. You have 8 characters on a team. There's Marvel characters, DC characters, Dungeons and Dragons, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I can mix them all on one team. There's a lot of strategy in the game. It's a great community. This was the first game that I ever got in and playing competitively, and it's a very good community. It's not always about winning the games.
You get a chance to really meet people and find out there's people out there just like you who share and have the same amount of passion for the things that you like.
We would spend, an hour or 2 hours after the tournament's finished, just talking about the game, just doing kind of those things. And I'm like, hey, why don't we just, we're already talking about this. Let's start recording it and publishing it.
Double Burst is our podcast, and we have listeners all over the world that listen to us. We talk about strategy as far as how to buy the game, buy the stuff, the actual characters during game. I'm on Facebook Messenger talking to people in Australia and the UK all the time about different ideas or things with new sets that are coming out.
You start at home. That's the thing, and that's one of the greatest things I've talked to people. It's like, oh yeah, we saw this game, it looked interesting, so we decided to put it on the kitchen table.
Find your local game store, and that'll be kind of the gateway to help you understand. They can help you find the games that you may like.
It's like brain food almost, if you will. It's really fun. That's all I can really say about it.
Well, gee, I wasn't bored with that segment.
I'm not even going to pretend. I'm sorry.
Sippy.
All right. Well, sometimes it's hard to write jokes, I'm sure, which is
For
why we're
him.
very embarrassed to turn our next segment directly over to Sippy. We present now Idiot Box.
We're so sorry.
Static.
Someone help me. No, I'm done. Nice. No, that's great. That's great. That's great.
Hello? Jason, I'm scared.
What? Not again! Jason, what are you doing here? I don't like hunting on Grindr. It makes me feel uncomfortable. Oh, no, calm down. It's not like that. I have lots of gay friends. Just makes me a little uneasy. Well, I'm not going back to Grindr. So if you have any bright ideas, I'm happy to listen. Christian singles. You want me to hunt on Christian singles? That is an excellent idea, Jason. I could get some nice potluck dinners out of this. Well, you're not doing anything. You want to grab a bite to eat? Kill somebody at the drive-thru? Did you say you were going to take me on a killer date? My goodness, you are corny, aren't you?
Could this be love? Could this be love? Could this be L-O-V-E, love?
Well, okay, that wasn't as bad
That
as
was
I
pretty
thought.
good.
You know, that was pretty good. Good job, Sippy. Well, you guys, thanks so much for tuning in. This has been our Week in Geek, and we just want to say that we are so grateful to all of you, especially our fans, for watching, taking time out of your day to support us. We love you all, and we're so thankful.
That's right, and now we have a giveaway winner. Now, last week we had you guys ask questions of us of different things to get to know us, and one of those questions was, which Pokemon character would we be? Now, Average Narwhal asked that question. Since it made it on air, you are the winner of this t-shirt.
Woo!
So send us a message on Facebook, and this is yours. Everybody else, you guys can win. Just pay attention to what we're doing.
Yeah, like and comment and share and talk to us on social media. We want to hear from you. So we would love to know what kind of Pokemon you would be. So please comment. Let us know. We'd love to hear it.
And actually, we're going to have a giveaway for some artwork with you made up as your Pokemon. It's a cross between you and a Pokemon. So pick a cool Pokemon. And remember to like us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all of that stuff. And remember, it's G3EK, geek, with the backwards E, like our logo behind us, because there are 3 of us on the show.
That's right. And remember, we are geek.
Good show. I know, that was awesome.
Is Sippy still by our butts?
He disappeared. Where'd he go?
All of our costumes are supplied by Mask in Salt Lake City.
Yeah, located on State Street, and I'm Robin.
He is.